Hello everyone, my name is Katie Lynch and I am a student at Torrens University, Australia. I'm currently studying a graduate diploma of business, and for trimester 1 I'm enrolled in business communications class. Today I'm going to be presenting on business communication and performance, and I'm going to be exploring the relationship between the two. So just to start off introducing the topic, communication underpins all businesses and organisations. From a baseline level, each business or company would exercise this in their own internal and external means. However, each to their own bring their own methods of communication. So knowing this, investigating the relationship between communication and business performance can reveal the importance of effective communication. So if we break down communication into two simple categories, we've got internal and external just on the left. And this is how we can observe what makes effective communication within a business from a really holistic view. So for internal communication, which is communication within an organisation or business, the components of effective communication can include closed loop communication. So this is where a dialogue involves a sender and a receiver, whereby once the message is sent, the receiver acknowledges it. The cycle then continues, making sure the messages are received and interpreted correctly. Secondly, we've got leaders in effective communications. So for communication to flourish, it needs to be filtered from the top down and demonstrated from the top of the hierarchy down. This means the positive communication in this sense morphs into positive interaction, improving productivity and motivation among employees. And thirdly, for internal communication, the correct use of technology should be utilised within boundaries to make a good means of communication. So with the adoption of programs like virtual teams, it's best that it complies with the policy and some guidelines in order to thrive at its full capacity. With this, it means that it increases productivity, employee flexibility, and ultimately job satisfaction. So from an external perspective, the same applies to the utilisation of technology. The only difference is this creates a greater reach to the outside world. So externally communicating meaning how a company or business communicates with anyone beyond. So externally communicating through corporate social responsibility can really be an effective way of communication as well. So by appealing to causes that align with the business company, it can have positive outside impacts. So Starbucks is a really good example of this, whereby it was named one of the world's most ethical companies since implementing ethical coffee sourcing policies. And thirdly, advertising. So for some companies, it's a great way to communicate externally, if effectively executed, of course. It can lead to some serious positive economic impacts. So now that we've been through some examples of effective communication internally and externally within a business, we can look at the performance impacts. So we can see that closed loop communication makes for a reduction in misunderstandings. Leaders communicating effectively creates an environment where positive communication is encouraged, and the correct use of technology promotes trust and belonging among employees. And ultimately, that leads to increased productivity and output. Externally, the correct use of technology creates maximum reach outside. Partaking in corporate social responsibility creates a positive reputation and perception, whilst thought out advertising is proven to have positive economic impact. And to exemplify this, a 2016 Harvard Business study examined the effect of online reviews on a business's revenue. It found that for every 1-star increase in Yelp ratings, it translates to a 5 to 9% increase in revenue, which makes the business competitive and profiting. When we combine the two, it has really large positive impacts for business. So my recommendations in communication for businesses starts with fostering good communication from the top for it to then be filtered down. Creating policy and guidelines around technology that'll help keep employees within constraints, making sure that it maximises its use and also protect employees. By looking out for innovative ways, so keeping up with trends and innovation, we can keep up with the constant dynamic it is. And then reviewing communication practices yearly at least will be really beneficial. And just to finally conclude and summarise, it can be said that communication has a direct effect on business performance. A good communication system positively impacts business performance economically and culturally, and they're generally the underpinning success measures of a business. And finally, thank you very much for listening.